What kind of world do you want to live in? What kind of world do you want for your children? The thing about dog owners, and all who perpetuate dog ownership, which includes the pet industry, is that they are actually shaping the world we all have to live in. Dog owners can't pretend they aren't guilty of any wrongdoing. After all, we must all live with the results of their choices and their actions. Dog ownership isn't some benign personal hobby, where those who engage in it keep it to themselves. It's the opposite of that. They want to distract us with other crimes, but dogs make streets unsafe. I've done at least 2 compilations, where the headline of a news story is literally something like, "Neighborhood terrorized by dogs." That is what dogs do. They terrorize. Because they are vicious and fearsome, and when they are able to roam freely, people are unsafe. Clearly here, I am mostly referring to the bully breeds and other comparable dogs such as Rottweilers and Mastiffs, as well as German Shepherds and others. No one is relaxed when one of these dogs is loose. The opposite is true. As for the tiny, worthless yappers, they are often the most aggressive. And while they are not super dangerous, at least to adults, they are still a total nuisance. And all dogs contribute in terms of the waste problem, which I have discussed in multiple previous videos at some length. Furthermore, the abrasive and uninviting cacophony of dog barking that permeates so many residential neighborhoods and apartment communities. This is another contribution of dog culture to the world. Seriously, if you're a bike rider or a jogger, if you walk to get places regularly, or are a delivery worker, then surely you know how much of a nuisance and menace dogs are.
We're hearing from more residents of Hollywood today about some dangerous dogs they say are terrorizing their neighborhood.
Also tonight, firefighters say dogs have been terrorizing a Buffalo neighborhood.
Good afternoon. People in one New Mexico town are fed up with a pack of dogs escaping from their yard and terrorizing their neighborhood.
Lovers in Douglas County say that they are being terrorized by a neighbor's dogs that keep escaping and then going on the attack. So far, Douglas County Animal Control has not been able to control them. Here's John Sherrick.
Terrorized in Tarzana, people say a pack of dogs has them living in fear.
New tonight, neighbors in Melbourne say a dog is terrifying them. They've called animal control and say those calls are going unanswered.
We begin tonight with a call to action from neighbors in the Del Mar area who say their pet cats are being viciously attacked by dogs who are running stray in the neighborhood.
Detroit residents say they're being terrorized by wild dogs and they want something done about it.
A neighborhood is demanding action after a series of deadly dog attacks that were caught on camera.
Residents tell us that roaming dogs are viciously attacking other animals, and they say the city, frankly, right now is just not doing enough to stop it from happening.
Happening now, a pack of dogs roaming the streets in the outskirts of Fresno is causing trouble and heartache for local families.
Kelso neighborhood living in fear tonight. Dangerous dogs at a home in the 800 block of Elm Street have mauled a woman and bitten several others.
A toddler is recovering tonight after being attacked by a pack of dogs.
Authorities in Whitley County say some of those animals are still on the loose.
Noon, investigators the neighbors in Willow Point subdivision on Cross Lake say they're scared to even leave their homes or let their kids outside to play because these 2 dogs bit an elderly man and badly injured him. Homeowners say these dogs killed a beloved pet, even ripping a pet from a neighbor's arms and killing it.
This woman was just minding her own business when a pack of wild dogs went on the attack.
It's a vicious animal. Dogs protecting the elderly female. The dogs are still loose.
Dogs on the loose. You see a man trying to fend off dogs with a stick here. Police in Egg Harbor Township responded to a report of 2 people suffering from multiple dog bites yesterday. And as officers and residents tried to contain those dogs, they bit 4 more people.
Neighbors say the dogs belong to someone staying in an RV.
around the corner and charged me.
You still stated it because
Now to a WPBF 25 News exclusive. A dog attacks one of our reporters. John Zanitas had just arrived back in a local neighborhood where a child was attacked by a separate dog this morning.
Действительно, в столичный регион пришла весна. Столбики термометров будут показывать на этой неделе до 8 плюс 9 градусов.
New at 6 tonight, we're hearing from people in Fort Smith upset after 3 dogs get out and attack other animals.
2 dogs, they were caught on camera terrorizing a neighborhood in Oviedo. So they even killed a cat in this situation. Animal Control now is looking into 4 different incidents believed to be connected to the dogs. So you can see the final moments of the cat's life here. We've blurred that out. Cleo was the Wiggins cat of 18 years and was blind and deaf. According to the Oviedo police report on the incident, the pit bulls jumped the fence, found the cat, and then killed her.
Dog that attacked a carriage horse in Union County was adopted from CMPD Animal Care and Control in 2019. The video of this attack at Cane Creek Park Easter weekend went viral. The carriage driver suffered serious injuries, as did the horse. The dog apparently broke loose from its leash and had to be put down.
A man and a baby are mauled and killed by pit bulls in Coffee County.
3 dogs involved in a deadly attack along a Katy walking trail.
Yeah, these images posted by Precinct 5 showing the final moments after a 4-hour search for a pack of dogs that mauled a man to death, then attacked a mother and her child.
We have a major problem. Dog attacks are a common occurrence with serious consequences, but for some reason, they don't receive the same level of public health attention as other crises. The increasing prevalence of dog attacks is not widely acknowledged as the major health crisis it is, despite significant data supporting its impact. A 17-year-old girl was mauled by a pack of dogs in Newberry Springs. The incident occurred on the morning of July 17, 2025. She was unrecognizable to her mother shortly after the vicious attack and was unable to walk on her own following the incident. She suffered lacerations and bites all over her body and now struggles with nightmares and lingering psychological trauma. All she was doing at the time was jogging. I mention this last bit because dog apologists are quick to find excuses for why dog attack victims are attacked by dogs, as if something they did somehow justifies the unprompted violence. And, after all of these cases, I could ask the question, where was the provocation? In April of 2023, a 53-year-old woman was fatally attacked by her brother's Rottweiler in Italy. All she was doing was trying to give food to the thankless monster.
Baby attacked and killed by a dog. We're hearing how this happened. Outside of the home where that happened is this sign. It reads, "Crazy dogs live here. Do not knock. Things will get ugly."
New at 11, tragedy in Troup County. A woman is dead after police say she was mauled by 2 dogs in LaGrange. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer spoke with the woman's grandson, as well as neighbors who said the same dogs attacked them.
Tonight, a family mourning the loss of a beloved grandmother in a death that they say could have actually been prevented. The glue that held the family together, outspoken and witty. Always, Quay Tucker describes his grandmother, Teresa Patterson.
She would help anybody, even when she needed herself.
He's now forced to bury her after LaGrange police say she was attacked and killed by 2 dogs Friday morning.
There's also the case of the 46-year-old man who was brutally mauled to death by a pack of nasty, vicious shit bulls.
Pure terror as a bike rider is set upon by a pack of vicious pit bulls. 46-year-old Chris Culbertson was riding through his neighborhood when 2 menacing dogs began circling him. He loses his balance, and when he falls, 5 more dogs who escape out of a hole in the fence come at him from all sides.
Tonight we're following the shocking death of a woman in Albertson.
Yeah, that woman mauled to death by her own dog in her own backyard. Police say the 70-year-old's husband found his wife as the attack was happening. Now that dog actually belonged to the couple's stepson. We're told the dog charged at the first officer on the scene. That officer shot and killed the dog.
From an article originally published on April 2014. And again, it's important to note that all he did is step off a bus.
A teenager who ran into a busy road to escape a pit bull was killed after being hit by traffic. The teenager had just gotten off a bus when he was chased by the dog. To avoid the animal, he ran into a busy street but was hit by a car. The dog was also struck and died. This was the second time this week that a Georgia teenager had died after being hit by a car while fleeing from a dog.
It should be noted how common it is for the attacking dog to be a pit bull or pit bull cross. I know this goes without saying by now. This is how often pit bulls do what pit bulls do, but it's worth noting that these aren't the only dogs attacking. Mastiffs and Rottweilers are easily found among many dangerous dogs lists, and this is no accident. And these are not the only ones by any means. Many smaller dogs are just as vicious, nasty, and aggressive as well, but obviously, they aren't capable of the same level of carnage and aren't as much of a threat to adults. Not in terms of a direct physical attack anyway. And while this video will focus on direct attacks specifically, it's also worth noting that dog bites and attacks aren't the only issues caused by dogs. Far from it. Dogs in stores and in various other locations, dogs in exercise trails and nature preserves, noise pollution caused by dogs, dog waste, and environmental degradation caused by the presence of dogs, and what one of my subscribers has termed area denial. So, for instance, dogs on sidewalks, which are intended for human foot traffic, allergies caused by dogs, and all the other negative externalities few people think of in association with these mainstream mongrels, such as dogs causing traffic accidents. And, despite the fact that these dogs have earned themselves their bad reputations, pit bull apologists will say insane things like this. Just wait for it.
That's when police say he shot the female pit bull named Nobody Cares.
I wouldn't say like, oh my God, I was scared of those dogs. Like, oh, they got out and I was scared. I was more scared of the fact that people are afraid of pit bulls.
Then there was the case of Diane Whipple, an American lacrosse player and college coach who was killed by her neighbor's two Presa Canarios, one of which was aptly named Bane. This so-called animal attack did not take place out in the wild somewhere, and she did not break into a house or yard with dogs in it. She met her end in the hallway of her San Francisco apartment. Think about that, in the hallway of an apartment building. This has to be the last place one would ever expect to be mauled by a pair of massive predatory beasts. Just imagine how painful and horrifying the last moments of her life had to have been. And, of course, I would be remiss not to mention the tragic case of Jacqueline Durand, a 22-year-old college student and dog sitter who was brutally attacked and severely disfigured by two dogs. This happened on December 23, 2021, while on a dog-sitting job in Coppell, Texas. The attack occurred immediately after she opened the front door of the owner's home, despite having met the dogs previously without incident. After the attack, Jacqueline is unrecognizable due to the loss of her ears, nose, lips, and cheeks, with the dogs tearing her face to the bone and inflicting over 800 bites across her body. There is also the case of Bethany Stevens, who was killed by her own dogs in a forest. The medical examiner's report stated that her death was accidental, but this was no accident. How exactly was it an accident? Are they implying that the dogs didn't mean to tear her apart as they did? Her body was found in the woods off Mannequin Road on a cold December night with the wretched beasts nearby, exhibiting resource-guarding behavior. Do I even need to say what breed the dogs were? This, of course, was yet another of many countless grisly dog-related maulings and attacks that you can read about. And I could go on and on with examples. Dogs attacking and either killing or severely injuring people of all ages. Some of these are dogs that have attacked their very owners. Most of these reports consist of unprovoked attacks on random people who were doing absolutely nothing other than going on about their lives and minding their own business, and probably never expecting a dog to come out of nowhere to launch a brutal, unprovoked and sustained attack upon them just for existing. Next, I want to talk a bit about this. One of the most disturbing aspects of dog culture is the mentality of dog worshippers and defenders, their outlook, their comments, and their warped thoughts. I could easily go into an hour-long segment on just how deprived of reason they are, how sick and twisted they are in the head, how sinister they are, and I could do it simply by presenting a barrage of comments which these sick individuals post themselves. But a common theme seems to be a faulty sense of allegiance to dogs.
What does this mean? A faulty sense of allegiance?
This refers to loyalty, devotion, or commitment directed towards something or someone that is ultimately harmful, undeserving, or counterproductive. And in this case, it is clearly a something. Something IHD has covered quite a bit. How many people who rely on their physical appearance, or perhaps their athletic abilities, for a source of income have foolishly gone around dogs? I will say it in no uncertain terms. Professional models take foolhardy risks by going around dogs, given that they rely on their looks for their livelihood. Dogs can cause injuries ranging from minor scratches to severe lacerations or permanent disfigurement, which will definitely impact a model's career. The same applies to professional athletes as well. For example, in one case, skateboarding influencer Brooklyn Corey was severely injured by a dog during a visit to her cousin's home in Arizona. The dog, unsurprisingly a pit bull, although to be fair, it could have been any dog, ripped off her upper lip. While her injuries are nowhere near as severe as Jacqueline Duran's, she has undergone multiple reconstructive surgeries, including skin and nerve grafts from her arm.